the last 12 to 24 hours, depending on when this video goes up, we've gotten a handful of noteworthy yet smaller introductions and updates that on their own maybe wouldn't merit too much discussion, but collectively, they're definitely some good information to have at your disposal. So today we're taking a look at these surprise updates, what they offer, and a few changes within Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. So as we go along, drop your thoughts below. What are your thoughts on these updates? Did they help you out at all? Are you looking for any one or more updates in particular, hopefully coming in the future? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoy the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. We're on the road to 600,000 subscribers, so if you'd like to join the community, I'd love to have you. And finally, check out my friends at G Fuel. Code Espresso is 20% off your entire order. But for now, let's take a look at these changes recently made for Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. Now, on the front-facing side of things, there's not a whole ton, but we did get one smaller introduction for our content update as of today with Modern Warfare 2, that being the introduction of the CDL Moshpit. That was finally introduced here. Now, my unlucky track record for impeccable timing continues because just as of last night, we were talking about like, well, why has this still not come to the game just yet? And sure enough, boom, here it is 12 to 18 hours later from whenever we first discussed that. So we can strike that from the record in last night's discussion of stuff that still hasn't come to the game yet, but the CDL Moshpit is the way that they're going to ease us into the coming ranked play, still unannounced at this point, but upcoming in the near future. So what we'll have on offer is what you'll be able to see in CDL private matches: control, hardpoint, and search and destroy, with the same rule sets pertaining to the mosh pits as there are in private matches, and again, those CDL components. The only difference with this is that it's an entirely public matchmaking system, meaning that a few key components are missing as opposed to as if it was a full-fledged ranked play system. Firstly, you're missing a rank and elo system. You won't have any specific rank to grind out, something separate from your overall multiplayer and career rank within Modern Warfare 2. There is no skill divisions to grind out, no leaderboards, no top 250, no competitive rewards for reaching certain ranks, nothing like that just yet. That's all reserved for the overall ranked playlist, whereas this is just a sort of appetizer to hold players' interest in the mode until it is fully introduced, again, at some point that we don't quite know just yet. No information has been given on that. Hopefully we learn a little more sooner rather than later, because I'm looking forward to grinding out some ranked play. But another thing is that we seemingly have no penalties, whereas in ranked, you can be placed in a probationary period for leaving matches early or dashboarding back in the day. You'll have cooldown penalties for where you can't matchmake if you back out of certain amounts of games. So this doesn't seem to apply here, which will make it a rather different experience, while again, at the core, utilizing the same basic principles as we'll see in ranked play. But again, because it is something that's just public matches, it'll be a little bit different here in that regard. One thing that I do find cool though with this is that Treyarch tweeted out a Trello board item for it, stating they were looking to have the CDL Moshpit pulled directly from your creator class in CDL private matches, so that you can set up your own custom built classes with the items that are restricted and not restricted in mind, that you can see those as you create that class, but also while not affecting your classes in regular MP, so that if you wanted to jump over from the CDL Moshpit to say 6v6 or ground war, you could unimpeded, keeping those segmented experiences whole, but not deterring from one or the other. I think that's pretty cool, so hopefully that's ironed out in full soon. But beyond that, again, on the front-facing side, we don't have a whole ton that was introduced as of the last 24 hours with these updates. But the biggest thing that was introduced here was some stability updates. Now, as of yesterday, Bnox tweeted, "We've just released an update, fixing an issue causing multiple crashes on PC, and fixing an issue that resulted in the game dropping FPS for a moment when mousing over a locked operator." Now, this would be assumedly something that was addressed also perhaps in the update as of today for console versions as well, but PC in particular, I can say was plagued with crashing issues. First-hand experience playing on PC, grinding it out. I was crashing every half hour or so recently and hadn't gone a night at the very best where I didn't crash. So while sometimes the frequency of crashing would vary, the fact that I would crash every single time that I would go on and play every single day, I'd crash at least once a day. So that's something that is definitely nice to have some adjustments made here with this, though admittedly, since this update went out last night, I hadn't been able to jump on and really marathon the game too much. My squad maybe played an hour or two of Warzone last night, and to my recollection, no one in our party crashed fully, which was definitely nice, but we did get a handful of new dev errors that would kick us out of the parties that we were in, the matchmaking queues, and we'd have to not restart the game, but rather re-queue or rejoin the party that we were just in. So irritations no less persisting, but also not necessarily as bad as full-on crashing. However, that's not to say the issues didn't still persist. Just because I didn't have any doesn't mean that those don't exist. If you were to check the replies to that tweet about the update, there are plenty of reports that crashing was still persisting for a lot of people. So while this update attempted to iron out stability issues, it seems like in one place it has, but in others, not so much, or introduced new issues entirely. It's kind of like if you got an air bubble under a screen protector, you crush that bubble and it's fine in that place that you made contact, but then it just shifted elsewhere on the screen. Kind of an odd comparison. Sorry, just in the forefront of my mind, I looked down at my phone and that was something that immediately came to my mind. But stability stuff like this is always a house of cards. While I would absolutely love for every single stability issue to be ironed out in one single update, I don't know that we'll ever see that happen with a game as big as and with so many moving parts as Call of Duty. So this attempted to mitigate some of the issues right now, but doesn't seem to have ironed out all of them. Now, beyond that, again, there are a few additional items that on their own might not merit too much, but just because we're talking about updates, let's just talk about these real quick. Firstly, Double XP is live, but only for the next 24 hours. It was PlayStation exclusive as of yesterday, but as of this video going live, it should be live for all platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So if you're not 250, grind it out. You got some extra time to do so, getting that extra little boost in either Warzone, DMZ, and I believe Modern Warfare 2 as well. I believe it's that triple blanket across all three experiences. Another thing that was introduced was the Raptor FV-M40 scope that was added. A big thanks to Aaron G2K for pointing this out to me over on Twitter, but this was one of those previously locked scopes that was surprisingly locked behind the Sloth bundle, but it's now available for simple unlock with the Victus XMR, and it marks another attachment that was listed with no unlocked parameters off that board that we can now account for. The parameters for this now simply just being to reach level 28 of the Victus XMR. And then finally, the last thing that we'll end up talking about is, again, a much more minute detail, much smaller thing that in the grand scheme of it all doesn't really matter, but we end up seeing a new shop bundle that introduced a Gus skin that makes him look like Ethan from Infinite Warfare. So it seems like this is actually going to be from a Warfighters collection based off the name of the bundle, meaning that maybe there is more in upcoming future seasons, which right now the rumor that I've seen out there is that we'll see one classic per season, so that'd be pretty cool. But honestly, nice little bundle here. I haven't bought anything in the shop just yet, really. Maybe I'll buy this one. We'll see. But anyways, that's a handful of updates that ended up happening here within the last 24 hours or so. So that's what we're going to call it. Want to just keep you guys in the loop with everything you may have missed here on the Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and DMZ front. Because again, on their own, you might not have noticed that these things were introduced, but together, there were a handful of things definitely worth mentioning. So that's it. That's what we're going to call it. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking forward to the most here out of these changes? Are you liking anything in particular that was done to Modern Warfare 2 thus far? Are you hoping to see some additional changes elsewhere? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so no one's a single thing running all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. Love to have you in the community, but for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.